Hi everyone, today we're here at Winton and we've got Grant Phillips from Pedders Suspension Brakes Bendigo. Grant, do you want to give us a quick story on how you started in motorsport?
Oh, okay. I started in motorsport way back in the sort of 96. Started at the track here, was a volunteer official for many years, and then started doing their fun days that they still do here today. And figured that I was going to wreck my road car, so went and bought an old Bluebird and started to actually do the sprint days here that we're at today. So yeah, had a bit of a go at that and sort of went through that and won the championship once, came bridesmaid twice in our class, and then got the chance to do national with production cars. So it sort of was a good stepping stone to ticking the bucket list.
Yeah, and how did you sort of work your way from doing the sprints into moving into bigger classes? Because then eventually you did Bathurst 6 hour. You've done so many categories. So how do you sort of step up from there?
A lot of passion, a lot of work, and hopefully some money to go along with it. The money goes a long way to helping, and sponsors as well. Like, we were lucky enough in our nationals career to get sponsored for that. So we were able to run we did the Bathurst 6 hour a number of times, did the National Australian Production Car Series for 10 years, and managed to sort of do a world's first with that with a Toyota 86 by winning the first national championship for that model of car.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. They were good days. That was 10 years ago this year, actually.
Oh wow, okay.
First outing.
Yeah, so the Toyota 86 series has come a long way now. How do you sort of see it? Do you ever see yourself maybe campaigning a car that someone else is going to run in the future, or you don't sort of see yourself involved in that anymore?
Not as much. The age is catching up now. So getting sponsored when you're in your 50s is not that easy. Would like to have a go. Still got the car. Would like to sort of resurrect it and particularly have another go at the Bathurst 6 hour would be good.
Yeah.
We sort of didn't. We finished the races, but didn't actually
do well. Yeah.
Didn't do well. So although finishing is an accomplishment in itself at that place.
Yep.
So Bathurst tends to pick its winners. I reckon it's a very it's a voodoo track for us.
Yeah.
But in saying that, it's certainly a bucket list thing to tick and to do that event and to run in a category that I grew up watching. So as a kid, or as at your age, I was watching the Richards and Moffats and Brocks and all those guys running that category at the time, and then we managed to make it to that category to have a go at it ourselves. So called it the old days racing, but the modern day version.
Yep.
So category's still there, it still exists, just not the main game anymore like it once was.
Yeah, 100%, and it's such a cool feeling when you can step up into something you've been looking for years in advance. And it's pretty cool when you get to race something like the Bathurst 6 hour. What was your favourite car to do it in?
86 definitely. Like, it was a brand new car at the time. And that, like 2013 when we hit out with it, we actually debuted the car at Bathurst. Got it on Christmas Eve of 2012, built it in 3 months, didn't even do a test lap and went to Bathurst literally with wet paint on it. Yeah. So, and then our first practice session there was bedding in the brakes and making sure things were all right. Not a great place to go and do that at, but
no.
But in saying that, it was an experience, that's for sure.
It would definitely be something that every driver wants to have a go at once in their life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you see yourself putting the Bluebird back together and coming out to the sprint days and having another go?
Yeah, I think so. We've got it in a million pieces at the moment, so we've got the whole front roll cage and everything done, and it's painted, waiting to go back together. Got to do the engine and give it a freshen up. But yeah, we're hopefully on the way of reassembling that now.
Yep. So
it'd be good to see it back. Don't know if it'll be the first round next year, but hopefully round 3 or 4 next year we'll see it back. And all the mods that we've done, it'll be interesting to see how different it drives to what we used to have here. So it's basically a sports sedan now more than anything, that one. It's fairly heavily modded now.
Yeah. And, obviously doing the Winton sprints, do you see yourself doing anything else? Do you maybe do a sports sedan round? Or
might look at the VMSR, Victorian Motor Racing Series, VMRS even. So the tin tops, as they call them in that series is where that car would fit in.
Yeah.
Based off their lap times and basing off lap times we used to do in that car, it'd be a top 10 car. But with the mods that we've done now, I don't know. In theory, it should be faster.
Yep.
But in practice, that's different to theory. So
Yeah.
we'll give it a go and see how we go. But I think it'll be a good toy. It'll be good to come back to low-level motorsport again and just be part of what's just a good day of fun here to come and have a go and race the clock and race your mates if you want.
Yeah.
And maybe look at the Tin Top series as well as part of that.
Yeah. And you guys have looked after the sprint series for a long, long time. Or what? Almost 20 years or 15?
Yeah, we did nearly 17 actually.
Yeah.
And then went into hiatus for 2 years, I think it was. And then the opportunity came back up to step back in again. So we've gone back into the naming rights for the actual sprint series.
Yep.
So we'll talk with Winton for next year, and should be back there again next year, I think.
Yeah. And talk to me about what we got over here, because we got a few products that you brought the caravan out for. So
this is our trailer for our caravan and camping shows to promote our products and show people what we can do. Hence why we've got it here today. So basically it gives you a range of our springs, shocks, our brake upgrades, control arms and bushings and all the replacement stuff for most makes and models of car, airbags for when you're doing a bit of towing, so for the likes of your SUVs and Ford Rangers and all those sorts of dual cab utes. So we utilise this trailer to go to all of our events and just promote our products, promote our brand, and just educate the people on what can be done to actually help make it a safer place on the road for everybody.
100%. It's definitely very important, especially if you're towing a race car. Yeah, you need to get from A to B very safe. Because part of the battle is getting there. So if you can get there, swift and avoiding all the potholes and whatever comes along the way. It's certainly good to have good suspension under the car. But it also makes a huge difference if you've got a stock race car and to put suspension in it. How fast do you think a stock car can go once it has fully upgraded suspension in it?
It's surprising. That comes down to budget and how far you want to go. Like if people want to do their road car as a start off, which is how I did it, you can upgrade springs, shocks and brakes and that sort of thing. But what I found for me is that a lot of the time you get better at driving the track. So your skills end up becoming better, and then you start driving past the potential of the suspension and the brakes. And then all of a sudden a lot of people will blame the products, but they don't realise their skill level has gotten that much better that they're driving beyond what the product can do. Yep. So then you start the ball again with better suspension, better brakes. You can get your skill level up again until you get to that level that can work for you. And if you can start driving past the potential of that, it's just a snowball. It just creates. Everybody wants to go quicker.
Yep.
Costs more money, but if you can get yourself in a situation where you enjoy it, and you've got to a point where the lap speeds are good, I think it's more about enjoying it than spending big bucks, because you get to a point where you'll spend big dollars and you'll get tense. Whereas when you start out, you chunk off 1 second, 5 seconds, 2 seconds, and each lap gets faster. But once you pass the potential of what's in the car, then you need to make a decision of how much money do you want to spend for bang for buck.
100%. And so what was your big, what are you sort of expecting from the Bluebird when you bring it here? Do you expect how much faster or slower?
Oh, well, we had it down to 39s on the long track here. And that was like, once you're into the low 40s, high 30s, you're getting fairly quick here. We're hoping low 30s based off what we've done. Where we'll start with the same engine that we had in it when we were running it, and then we've got an AU Series 3 Tickford motor to go into it once we test it and that with the engine that it's currently got.
Yeah, very nice.
So it's a 302 that's out of an old EL Falcon. Taken the injection off and put a carby on it, so it's a bit simpler to fix. But yeah, we'll start again with that motor and see where that takes us. And I would like to think we'll be into the mid to high 30s with that engine.
Yeah.
So see what time brings.
that seems like a great idea. And thank you so much, Grant, for stopping by and having a chat to me. I really do appreciate it.
No, that's all right. I hope you had a good day, apart from a little demise at the end there.
That's all right. But as always, we appreciate Pedders Suspension Brakes Bendigo's support, because, these guys do a lot for me. It's quite hard to get around without that sort of suspension underneath you. So it's always important that you're on the road safe and also on the racetrack. So good products behind me. And, you guys know that I am with Pedders, so I suggest that you guys come to Pedders as well if you're looking for suspension and brakes. But thanks so much, Grant. I appreciate it.
No, that's all right, Ayrton. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Cool. Thank you.
Easy done.
really do appreciate it. We don't race about them, so big thanks to everyone.
Thank you, Ayrton. Good work.
everyone, it's Ayrton here. We finished up the day here at the Pedders Suspension. It's getting quite late because it was a twilight event, but yeah, the Focus did the job. We walked away with the 3rd place, so I can't complain. But yeah, she's going to rest for a little bit. She had a bit of an issue. She ran out of oil on the track and she's done something bad to the engine, so we don't know quite what. So we'll have to get home, pull it out and investigate. But yeah, good job to the Focus, and thanks to the volunteers and everyone who helped out. And yeah, thanks to Pedders again for sponsoring this year's Pedders Sprints. And it's honestly, it's so good to do this, guys. You should really come out here and go have a go. If you've got a sporty road car you can do it in, definitely suggest it. But yeah, thanks again to Pedders Bendigo. I really appreciate it.